You know how I routinely joked about Germany being a mental disorder? Well, certainly the capital city looks the part. They're putting back the fucking Berlin Wall, but this is a good wall because it's for the environment and shit. They're basically closing off the whole center so you can only walk. No buses, no trams, no bicycles, no nothing, because, you know, it's all for the environment, man. Let's explore. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Freedom Alternative. Alrighty, so if you're watching this, that means I made it out alive from the German tour. Well, if you're not watching this, then nobody knows where the fuck I am. In any event, I'm taping this at around 6:30 p.m. local time, right in front of the freaking Brandenburg Gate, where everyone just goes in. But so in a way, you know, I just mocked their wall thing, but maybe I should be thankful for them, because that's how I got this very nice spot to film without being bothered by anyone, because nobody has any business of going around me anytime soon, or at the very least for the next 5 hours or so. So basically this is a sort of a preliminary conclusion of the German tour. Obviously I'll come back with a much more detailed and much more profound analysis, but this is sort of the things that are going through my head about 12 hours before I take off and going finally back home. I mean, I already miss, I've been way too long in this country, and if I stay for much longer, I'm gonna catch the local mental disorder myself, and I really don't want that. I already have enough of my own. So I guess the first thing that I should mention positively is that this country respects their smokers, which, unlike Hungary, unlike Hungary, Germany really does respect their smokers, so that's pretty cute, as a matter of fact. That would be pretty much it. Other than that, oh my god, there's so many beggars everywhere, like literally everywhere. I knew they were, I expected them, but this is just too much. They're just everywhere, and in fact, maybe I should title this video Preliminary Conclusion from the BundeNEETsland or something like that. There's so many needs out there, man, and most of them by choice. I mean, it's not like the situation in Greece or Spain where there are no jobs. No, there are, but you know, you have to want to access them. All right, what else should I note here? Oh yeah, another aspect with regards to demoralization, for instance. It's not that so many people are demoralized in our sense. Well, there are quite a lot of those, but it is quite a lot that many of them have just lost I guess the main characteristic that used to characterize most Germans, namely pragmatism. Let me give you an example. For instance, I've spoke to several people who are like, oh well, the Merkel regime is already done because she's been discredited, and I'm like, really? She's still there, like literally there down the street. Let me show it to you, like there. So, yeah, no, just because something has been discredited, it doesn't mean it's over. Same thing, I was bringing up the inherent corruption of the Gerhard Schröder regime, so about 20 years ago, and I'm like, yeah, and no one cares, and the locals were like, oh yeah, we do care, because, you know, he's been discredited, and I'm like, is he in jail? Is he hanging from a noose like he should be? No, so therefore, no one cares. In the past, the Germans used to be very pragmatic about these things. Today, not so much. And also, there's the even worse part. Anyone who could question this is not prepared to do it. As I was discussing with Abel in the interview that you've already seen, it's the previous video on this channel, the alternative media, the non-left in general, is just completely unprepared for this game. None of them understand propaganda, and those that don't want to practice it. They still have the same objections that some of the old conservatives in the Intermarium have, namely that, oh, but we cannot stoop to their level, man, because, you know, we're smarter than that. Yeah, maybe we're better morally, but, you know, if we were smarter, then we would apply that twice and thrice and consistently. So yeah, I mean, in the end, I could say that basically the non-left is still lacking balls in here. So as a result, nothing will change. I mean, I've seen, especially on the internet, a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, but things will change because, you know, the Germans tolerate for a while and then once they erupt, no, not this time, and not with the current climate. And again, it has nothing to do with who's necessarily in that building down the road. I mean, it really has nothing to do with that. It's just the way the country functions. And admittedly, here in Berlin is probably the worst. I mean, at first I intended to do this recording from Neukölln, which is a very diversified and progressive suburb. That is to say, 0 Berliners can afford to live there anymore because it's been swamped by Turks. But eventually I chose not to because it was just way too crowded, although I would have loved to show you. But maybe, well actually, since I'm going to edit this at home, I can show it to you. To show you basically the Karl Marx Straße, and then there's the Karl Marx Allee, and then the Karl Marx Platz. Because, you know, Germany is a very, very civilized country, and as a result they still hold names of streets of the architect of the most murderous ideology in the world. Or is it the second? Could be Islam first, but in any event, I mean, in the Karl Marx Straße, this first and the second, whoever you want it to be the first and the second most murderous ideologies in the world coexist pretty peacefully for the time being, under the guidance of the Bundespolizei, who keep on trying to keep the order and increasingly failing to do so. One of the reasons I know this is because I spoke to a shop owner there, and told me about the shops that were burned down in the last several years, essentially, and replaced with kebab shops. Yeah. And let's not forget, most of those shops are not there because of the product, but they're there as a tax shelter for, or as a shell corporation, if you want to. In any event, back to Berlin, I should probably mention also this. In the past, there was, I mean, the former DDR. I should have had my DDR shirt. Yeah, you'll see my DDR shirt. Sam gave me a very nice shirt. But in the past, the former DDR used to be pretty, well, I guess degenerate is the best word. But now all of that has moved in, well, to the back of where I'm standing, to West Berlin, and here where I'm standing in East Berlin is now pretty nice and pretty cute. So, you know, all of them just moved to the western part of the city and left the eastern part alone. And now the eastern part has been, what's the leftist word? Gentrified. So, you know, it's been a victim of gentrification. Yeah. What else should I mention? Oh, yeah. Overall, this 2 weeks tour has been, should I call it, a humbling experience in a way. I mean, I got to meet several of the hardcore fans of the Freedom Alternative, and especially one who traveled from another country and has been following my work for about 10 years now. And he traveled from another country just to meet me. And that was just, I mean, man, you're awesome. But seriously, that was quite a humbling experience, because it reminds, at least me, it reminds me that there is an inherent responsibility that I have with what I say on air, and sometimes, even though I don't take myself too seriously, I have to keep on reminding myself that others do, and as a result, I have a responsibility in a way with the way I'm framing the messaging. So yeah, point taken. Other than that, yeah, what else I was supposed to say? Oh yeah, whomever I'm gonna hear whatever again lauding to me the German trains, I swear I'm gonna use this tripod as a bat, because I don't have a baseball bat because I'm not American, but I have a tripod made of steel, which is pretty efficient, probably more efficient than a baseball bat. But yeah, the next person that lauds to me the German trains, I'm gonna flip out on him or her quite seriously, because no, the trains in here are a joke. But at the very least, they don't close the railway station like they do in Slovenia. Now, speaking of Slovenia, I still don't know for sure how things will play out basically 2 weeks from now at the Intermarium Summit in Ljubljana. If last year we had significant financial problems in covering the event and a bit of logistic problems, This year we'll probably have zero financial problems and zero logistical problems, but we still have a lot of bureaucratic problems. Now, at the moment of this recording, I have no idea how things will play out, but probably by the time I will be done editing this and publishing it, and by the time you will be seeing it, I'll probably have a little bit more of an idea on how things will play out. Nevertheless, it has to be decided within the next 10 days. If not, well, I've already prepared contingencies in case of the worst case scenario, but let's hope we're not getting there, because I really wouldn't want to get into that whole can of worms. Yeah, anyway, with that said, many thanks to the Shice Squad in Hamburg, Sam in particular. They've been very helpful. You'll be seeing some of their memorabilia in my shows, especially on the Romanian language channel, but also here. But I just forgot, I should have gotten the DDR shirt, because it would be really appropriate since I'm taping this, well, technically in the DDR. So yeah, that will be pretty much it for now. So basically, yeah, I'm alive, I'm back home, sort of, maybe. And yeah, I'll be starting to work on a more profound video and on a more reasonable video than this one, which is basically me just letting everyone know that I'm still alive. Yeah, other than that, what else can I say? Well, I guess that's it. Don't forget to subscribe, give shekelim. This tour has been pretty expensive. And also we need equipment. Whether we go to Slovenia or not, we still need equipment. So, you know, give shekelim. Visit our website. Those of you who are into the Discord thing, so go to our Discord server. And yeah, I'll be spending the last few hours in Berlin just, I don't know, enjoying a little bit more of the degeneracy in that part of the town, because in this part is pretty cute. Right, that's it for now. Thanks a lot for watching. See you all soon. Cheers.